Hi, this is Gio, and you're watching Passionfruit.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Jeric, and this is Passionfruit. It's a show where I sit down and talk to people who are passionate about the things they do. And today, I'm joined with my friend Gio. Gio, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
To get things started, I want to ask you a couple of introductory questions, to get the ball rolling. So tell us, where were you born and where did you mostly grow up?
So I was born in Northern New Jersey, and I was raised in Hillside just about my entire life.
So you've never moved around or anything like that?
No, same house. I've stayed in that's one same house all my life.
Now, could you tell us what were some previous hobbies that you used to be interested in? What activities did you do? Do you still continue those hobbies? And if you stopped, why did you stop?
So for me, the biggest thing was baseball. When I was younger, I used to play it almost all the time. That was like the biggest thing. When I was younger, that's what I thought I wanted to be when I got older. So career-wise, that's the main focus of my life until about last year in high school.
What changed?
For me, it just that same drive, that same love for the game that I used to have when I was younger, it just wasn't there. It kind of got replaced by like listening to music and really music in general.
At one point during high school, did you fully indulge yourself and come to the realization that I like this more over baseball?
Honestly, I believe that came in around sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
Yeah, it wasn't like something I could like specifically say there was a specific moment that I knew, but I usually after some time I felt it, that it was something that I would enjoy more and I wouldn't have that same feeling, that same love that I had when I was playing baseball.
So with that being said, what do you do for fun now, and are there certain memories associated with those hobbies you do now that bring you joy or bring you small moments of happiness?
I'm more focused on doing music, so a lot more listening, singing, working on my craft just to get better as like a singer and trying to work on being like a sound engineer. That's where my hobbies lie now. So good memories associated with that almost every day of just doing it. It's something that I really enjoy. It's something I really love doing. So
your career and hobbies align with each other?
Yes.
They overlap?
Yes, many times they overlap.
Because I know some people they like to separate their hobbies from their careers and they enjoy both, mutually exclusive. But you're one of those people who like that crossover.
Right, I have no problem with it. It's something I enjoy.
So would you agree with the statement or something to the effect of doing something that you love doesn't feel like work at all?
Yes, without a doubt. For me, that's something I actually do live by. I believe that in your life, you want to do something that you love to do, because at that point, it's not, you don't feel as much of like stress or pain. Like if you're doing it, it's something you love to do. Even if it doesn't make as much money as you would expect, but sometimes it's better to work for your happiness than rather just material things.
On the academic side of things, what school do you go to? What major or focus do you specialize in? And what made that career path so attractive to you?
As of right now, I go to Kean University in Union. My major is communications, media, and film. It's the closest that I could get at Kean for sound production, sound engineering. They don't have any of those as a major. So as of right now, that's the closest I could get, and that's what I'm gonna go with.
What's your plan for the future? Do you plan on transferring to another four-year college for sound engineering specifically, or what's the game plan?
Yeah, so I'm planning to transfer out after my second year at Kean. My main school or my top priority would be probably TCNJ, the College of New Jersey. Second would probably be around Montclair State.
Who do you cite as possible inspirations for your craft, aka sound engineering?
When I talk about sound engineering, I mean as a sound producer making music for like movies, making music in general, TV, video games, and even. So what I look for is people who are making different types of music. So I look at like different singers. For me, I think my biggest inspiration would be Daddy Yankee. He's a singer, songwriter. He's the producer on most of his tracks, so he does it all basically, and it's someone that I definitely look up to. Then for a couple other people that I look into are Tim Rice and Alan Menken. They're like big producers who make music. They've made music for like Disney. So I know that Alan Menken, he's made Aladdin movies. He's done the Avengers movies, the soundtrack for that, and some of those are some really basically what I'm really looking into doing.
Arguably a large part of your personality can be attributed to your nationalistic pride, being Puerto Rican, coming from a Puerto Rican family, heritage, lineage, whatever you want to call it. This is a loaded question, but I'll try to break it down. What does it mean to you being Puerto Rican? When did you quote unquote fully commit yourself to celebrating your heritage? Why is it so important to you? And how does your pride in being Puerto Rican inform your passion?
For me, what does it mean to be Puerto Rican? Well, the first thing I think I should say is that Puerto Ricans are very proud, and we're very proud to be Puerto Rican. So I feel like that's definitely just passed down to me, where it's just anything Puerto Rico, I'm gonna get happy. I'm gonna be happy, whether it be the food, music, just seeing seeing a picture of the island, something like, I could just see the flag, and like the pride that I get, the happiness that I feel is something like I can't explain. It's just an amazing feeling. When did I commit to really celebrating it? It's always really been there. Ever since the earliest memories I remember, I just remember going to Puerto Rico almost every year for like vacation, spending time with my family, going to like the beach and stuff. And those like memories that I had when I was a kid, eating the food as well and listening to music, it's always been happy memories. It's something that I will always connect. If I hear Puerto Rico, I'll always connect it to good memories, happy things. So it's never been something that I can say that it's always been there. Celebrating it, I always have. I feel like if we took away being Puerto Rican from my entire like personality, who I am, I would be a completely different person. It affects the way I speak, the food I eat, the music I listen to, the way I see myself, family members, people around me, how I treat other people. It's definitely been such a big part of who I am that if it were stripped away from me, I would be a completely different person. And does it connect to what my career choices as a sound engineer? Yes. I believe that without being Puerto Rican, I would not have listened to the same music, and I probably wouldn't have gotten that same feel, that same love for music that I do have now if I wasn't Puerto Rican. So it's definitely closely tied to it.
Clearly, you've expressed your interest in, becoming a sound engineer, but what I want to know, and probably what other people want to know, is aside from listening to a variety of different artists and soundtracks, have you taken steps outside of your traditional studies to prepare yourself for what the music industry or soundtrack industry is like? And if you haven't, do you have a plan in mind, or do you just plan on going with the flow?
So unfortunately, at this moment, I have not begun to prepare myself outside of my studies, sound engineering wise. What I have been doing, however, is focusing more on like an artist, singer aspect, where on my Instagram, I make covers for different songs that I enjoy doing. At this moment, there is gonna be a plan in place where soon I'm gonna have to focus on trying to different applications, different ways that I could at least start learning so that I can make music the way I would like to. But at this moment, I haven't gotten to that yet.
Have you experimented with anything, like any of the software you mentioned, or not at all?
Not yet, nothing yet.
Now we're gonna play a game called Describe the Vibe. I pulled 3 pictures from your Instagram, and your job is to describe the bigger picture. What's the greater context behind what I'm about to show you? Sound good?
All right, sounds good.
This first picture is one of your first ones on Instagram. So could you describe what your hair is doing in this picture right here?
I believe if I'm correct, that was 2016. That's during the World Baseball Classic. It's basically like our FIFA World Cup, where baseball teams from different around the world, the countries, are playing against each other. And for us, Puerto Rico was playing, and we had this one big thing called like Team Rubio, so it was like Team Blonde Hair. And everybody on the team, almost everybody on the island was dyeing their hair blonde. And now my parents didn't let me do it. So they was like, we're just gonna get a spray paint, and we're gonna spray it on your head, and that was the closest we could get.
This is spray paint?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How long did that take to get out of your hair?
It actually washed out with water.
Oh.
It wasn't that bad. The hardest part was getting it on.
Oh.
Because we didn't obviously want to like actually get everywhere else. So we did.
You didn't want those blonde eyebrows.
Yeah, no, obviously. So what we did was we got like a cardboard box and we cut a hole in it, and then we put that on my head, and then we sprayed it around.
Next, can you describe what this picture is?
Okay, so that was senior year of high school for Relay for Life. I asked my aunt to come in because she's a breast cancer survivor, and that was the picture before we did the walk, I believe, if I'm correct. So I think that was like a really good moment because like she means so much. She's gone through a lot, and I remember when I was younger seeing her go through it. So she's a fighter and a warrior. I'm so happy for her.
And finally, can you describe what's going on in this picture?
My 18th birthday, basically. Me and a couple of friends, we went to Dave & Buster's, and they had like a nice halo backdrop back there, so we was like, that's definitely going to pick, and that's definitely going on IG. And a boy, one of my boys, he had like a filter that he had for like his pictures, so he was like, I'm gonna put that on, and that became there.
Now we're gonna get into questions regarding success and what it means to you. So my first question is, define success. What does success mean to you in your eyes?
Success is being able to take the hits, be able to fall down, hit obstacles that you feel that are hard, where people tell you can't do this, that, and the third, but you be able to keep pushing forward, keep striving, keep working hard every single day, even when it's hard, when times are really tough, but being able to pull through to pursue whatever your goal is, whether it be short-term, long-term, or whatever it may be.
What's the most difficult thing you've had to go through, and how did you go about overcoming it?
Well, I'd say probably my biggest hardship was accepting myself for who I am and not trying to change myself for other people to like me. I believe that now you should be yourself. You shouldn't have to put on a mask for other people to like you. So trying to stay within myself, just trying to stay focused on what my goals are instead of what other people's goals are, what they're doing with their lives, staying focused on my life, because that's what's more important.
And now the last question I have regarding success is, do you think overcoming these hardships and obstacles is a necessary step towards becoming successful, or do you think somebody who hasn't necessarily had to go through that or much of that at all?
For me, someone who doesn't really go through that, I believe that's going to be a hard no. You are probably not going to be as successful as you would be if you stop trying to be liked by others and focus on your own goals, focusing on yourself and being true to who you are. I feel like you will be a lot more successful with honestly just be genuinely happy as well as just being successful. If you don't have those setbacks, you will never grow into what you potentially could be your greatest self. So I believe if you take that out, if you didn't have any of the setbacks and it was an easy ride, when you do encounter a setback or a trouble, you wouldn't know how to react to it. You wouldn't know how to just encounter it in general, and it would definitely bring you down.
Do you have anything against those types of people who don't necessarily go through the same struggles and hardships that the average person does?
I wouldn't say I have anything against them. I believe everyone has their own personal setbacks, their own failures. There's nothing gonna be exactly the same, but I just have a problem with those people who brag about it, that I've gone through this and I didn't have any problems. I made it here and I didn't have any problems. It was smooth sailing. That's where I have problems with that. If you're bragging about it, that's definitely a no for me.
So these are the lightning round questions. These are questions designed to make for quick, snappy responses. So whatever comes to your head first, just say it.
All right, sounds good.
The first one, J Balvin or Daddy Yankee?
Daddy Yankee.
The New York Yankees or the Dallas Cowboys?
New York Yankees.
Favorite non-Latinx artist?
Michael Jackson.
Favorite athlete?
Derek Jeter.
Favorite Puerto Rican dish?
White rice with beans, sweet plantains, and chicken on the side.
Next up are a couple more lightning round questions, but they may require a little bit more thought. What was the best compliment you've ever received?
All right, it's not gonna sound like it, but it is. You can sing.
And how often do you get that one?
I see a lot, very often.
Whenever you sing? Or?
Whenever I sing, basically, at least somebody comes out of nowhere.
It sounds like something backhanded, don't you think? Or
I think no, because most people hear my voice, they think, oh, he's really monotone, he's really low, but then they can hear me go really high when I sing. And it's like, whoa.
So they're more astonished by your range more than your ability to sing. Okay.
Range and ability to sing. We're definitely gonna include ability to sing.
What is something you will never do again?
I believe that I can run down a car.
And you want to explain that story?
So I remember I was getting dropped off by my father at a place, and I left something in the car, and it was my phone. And he was driving away, and I thought I was like the Flash or something, and I thought I could run him down while waving my arms around, thinking it didn't work.
How far did you run?
It was a couple of blocks.
And he didn't notice?
He didn't notice.
Oh my God. And then you had to go back to where you were.
Then I had to go back
oh my God.
Without my phone, I was done.
Damn. What is something you are self-conscious about?
When I speak, sometimes I get words mixed up, or I can't, like, the way I wanted this to come out, it doesn't come out the way it does, so I get really self-conscious about, like, speaking sometimes.
So you're not good with, like, let's say public speaking?
Yeah, no. It would take me a while to, like, a lot of practice to finally be able to be confident enough to go out.
But you'd rather not do it?
Yeah, I'd rather not. But it's, like, completely different when I'm singing, because can't explain it, but when I'm singing, it's completely different. I have no problem at all.
When it comes to other people, what personality trait do you value the most, and which do you dislike the most?
What I like the most is humility. I feel like it's something that often gets overlooked when we're looking at how people act or personality traits. And I say what I hate the most, I'll say overconfidence.
So cockiness.
Yeah, cockiness, that's a better word, yeah, cockiness.
On the flip side, which personality trait do you like the most about yourself, and which do you dislike the most about yourself?
Now, this is gonna sound conceited, but I'm gonna say I think my humility is something that I'm truly thankful that I have. I hate talking about it and speaking about it, because I feel like talking about it, you sound conceited, but it's something that I feel like it shows who I am, and it's something that I'm very proud of that I have. But sometimes I don't like that I'm too to myself. Sometimes I don't speak up as much as I should.
In what way?
People may not understand me what I'm saying, and I don't correct them. I just let them think of it the way they are, the way they have it.
So you let people make their assumptions?
Yes.
What's one thing someone can do to instantly get on your good side, and one thing someone can do to instantly get on your bad side?
Well, one thing you can do is to get on my good side is get me some food. That works all the time.
Any preference?
Spanish food? Oh, it's over, yo. Get on my bad side. Bad, I would say being like a jerk, sending out bad vibes, being a bad person to other people. It's just, that ain't it.
If you could instantly eliminate one problem with the world, which would it be and why?
Problem that we should eliminate is us worrying about how we're perceived by others, how we're judged by others. I feel like if we were to take that out entirely, people will be more focused on themselves, what their goals are, and it will lead to many more people being more successful.
What have you created or done that you are the most proud of?
I would say the cover song videos I've been doing on Instagram. They've allowed me to be more free and open, and it really shows people like something I love to do and what I really enjoy doing.
Have you considered making a YouTube channel for your cover songs / videos?
I have thought about it. I've actually had people come up to me and recommend it. I just feel I'm a little hesitant on it at this point, because from YouTube, I'm obviously gonna have to start from scratch. While on Instagram, I already have my followers. You're hoping that you're gonna get a conversion of the people from Instagram, but we'll see.
What about TikTok? Have you considered posting there, or?
I'm pretty uninformed about TikTok. I just know it's there. I've seen the videos, and I just find some of them are so stupid, it's hilarious. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see.
You heard it here first, folks. Gio Hernandez, the next TikTok star.
Chill.
What's a current trend you just can't get behind?
The cucumber challenge.
What's the cucumber challenge?
Cucumber challenge is a very interesting challenge where females put a cucumber.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. We don't need to hear that. Moving on. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
To hang tight and just keep rolling with the punches. It may seem tough right now, but it's gonna get better. There's gonna be light at the end of the tunnel. You just need to keep pushing.
All right, now that we've finished the lightning round questions, we've now come to the final question, and I asked all my guests here on Passionfruit the same exact question. It's twofold, so I'll break it down into two parts. The first part is, think about a time when your life was drastically different than it was now. How long ago was that? What was going on back then, and what has made you change or lead you to become the person you are today?
I would say a time where my life was drastically different was a couple of years ago, when I still believed that baseball was the career for me. I believed that it was the only thing I had planned. Not even school-wise, I was thinking college baseball, just so I can make it to the major leagues and make a career out of myself that way. It wasn't until I realized that music was a better stress relief for me. It had become something that I enjoyed more, and it became more comfortable as time went on. And once that happened, I kind of pushed baseball to the side.
And the second part to that question is, where do you see yourself a year from now, and where do you see yourself after you graduate college?
A year from now, I actually see myself working with those applications we talked about earlier, trying to make music, whether it be just beats or just in general, starting to wet my feet in a way, where I'm just working with it, trying to learn more and trying to just get better with it. And then after college, I feel like at that point, either having a job as a sound engineer or somewhere around that field, that way where I already had the expertise from working on different programs while I have it at home, although it may not be like the regular full versions, but at least something that I have an idea and I could work with.
All right, Gio, thank you so much for doing this interview. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Do you want to plug any of your social media real quick?
Yeah, sure. So you guys can follow me on Instagram. It's at Gio_HDez_SO with 3 O's. You guys can add me on Snap, GioHDez11.
And with that, that concludes this episode of Passionfruit. If you guys like this episode, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more content like this, more episodes of Passionfruit in the future. And make sure you hit that bell icon to receive push notifications for whenever I upload a new video or episode of Passionfruit. Thank you once again, Gio, for coming out and doing this interview. And yeah, hopefully I will see you guys in the near future with more videos, more episodes, and more content. Peace.